So when it comes down to having communication with you, but not directly, so I'm talking about stalking you, I'm talking about not following you, but has strong dislike and feelings towards you, and really says that she doesn't want to be with you, have no parts with you, right? Parts of you and all that. Anything around her basically not claiming you, not having you, but yet still having some sort of communication indirectly is showing to you that she is not done with you, and she's really still trying to set things into place for you to end up back in her life somehow. The reason why I say this is because what women tend to do is make a decision, oftentimes based off of not logically thinking, out of emotions and egotistic and also pridefulness. So when that all happens, it leads to making a decision that she will end up regretting. That's why I have so much regret videos, and also just decisions of trying to get you to do more. So let's say, for instance, if she's egotistic, if she is a certain way of like, oh, I can get any other guy I want, I can get multiple guys. She could even be stuck up sometimes. So what she's trying to do is get more out of you, especially if you're a guy that stands his ground and is about his business and doesn't tolerate this stuff, has boundaries. There's where her challenge comes in. And let's say, for instance, if she gets in her emotions and is moody and in her feelings, and also maybe even becomes insecure, she's going to make decisions that make sense to her but doesn't make sense down the line. This is why you still have her watching you, stalking you in multiple different ways. Now I'll get into what you'll notice in a second. If you still haven't given this video a big thumbs up, go ahead and do so. And question of the day will be, have you had a woman watch you or stalk you and you knew but you didn't get why, or you did get why? And if you haven't, you can just say, have you ever noticed a woman still wanting you in a sense or doing weird stuff that doesn't make sense? And I've talked to a lot of y'all. I've read a lot of your comments, emails, and y'all do talk about this oftentimes where you're not getting why she still has some sort of access or watches what you do, still even talks to your family members. And that's another thing, that's one of the examples of what she'll do, which I'll talk again about it more in a second. But you just got to remember that it's not over yet, but you don't want to blow it and make it worse, especially if you want her, and you don't want to break and be like, oh, okay, let me say something to her, or, oh, maybe she is hinting out that she wants me to do something. It's a trap, because if you haven't cheated on her, you haven't played her, did her dirty, then you don't owe anything to her. And the lack of accountability that can happen with a female, or even the entitlement, will have her having you feel like you need to do more. Per usual, y'all, make sure you get your exclusive and explicit content by checking out Patreon. You can definitely do that by clicking the link or becoming a YouTube member. If you don't want to be a paid member, you can be a free member. There's still a community going on there. And then, of course, check out my website, book your consultations, and find what product works for you. And so the next thing, back to, let's say, family members. I mentioned how she could be talking to people. So sometimes it could be your family members that she has met. It could be your friends. It could be that she's following your friends, has associations with your friends. Can even, let's say if you guys live in the same city and around the same environment or go to the same places, then these are all places and, let's say, situations that could lead to her getting you back in her life without having to do as much. As I said, when it's becoming a trap, and it is overall a trap, it's because if she gets to do less, that's always gonna make her ego feel better. And y'all know for yourself, when it comes to us humans, sometimes we don't want to do something that takes us out of our comfort zone, that makes us have to swallow our pride, that makes us have to be like, well, however I feel, or let's say the fear of what the end result will be, the reaction, it can't matter. It's the same thing when approaching. If you're not used to approaching women, you might not do it because you're afraid of, what if she rejects me, especially if you don't have confidence. So the same rules apply when she also doesn't want to do something to you, because she might not be aware of the reaction. So there's some females that are trying to tempt you to, let's say, break no contact, to question her behavior, to want to say something. And in my other video, I spoke about how bottom line is also to see how your life is going on. Aside from attachments and a lot of the other common stuff I talk about, it's also to see, are you going to start dating? Are you going to look elsewhere? And so to just wrap up this video, because I will bring it back up and talk about other stuff that I touched on, you just have to be attentive to how she is trying to still be getting near you more and more. If it's watching you a lot more in different ways or in one way, or staying close to people you know, or staying active and socializing with them, the socializing is a no-no, because you can't be getting involved in that, but she could choose to use that as a leverage. You do not want to be getting caught up on that. You don't want to be more deep into it. You can notice it, but just know you're on the winning team. Just as much as you guys shouldn't be watching her and she should be like, oh, like maybe he doesn't care. It's the same rules apply to her, but she's not thinking that way. She's looking more on like, when is he going to crack? When is he going to break the no contact or reach out to me? And also, just to lastly say this too, it's also to get you to not forget about her. Sometimes women can either be insecure or they know, like, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, don't play with him. So she could definitely think to herself, okay, like, he's going to move on to another girl. He's going to find another woman. Or she could be like in the moment very proud of her decision making, and then later on it hits her like, oh, he's that guy, he's the catch, or I should have not did that. And then that follows up with now trying to get her way with you, or getting back into your life in some way, with once more not having to do the most. It's not necessarily the most, but she might feel like it's the most because she might feel wrong for what she did before. So breaking things off, or she might just feel like, okay, well, maybe he's not about me no more, or I want him to still remember me or reminisce about times when he sees my name or thinks of me or hears about me from somebody else, or even directly from you seeing a memory of her. And in my next video, I'll talk about other things as like locations and things that you guys have of each other and that sorts of stuff. Whole different topic, but yes. That's it for this video. Check out all the links down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to become a member by clicking the link down below. Bye, y'all.
There's other stuff that you have going on. It could be about anything, self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link after this video.
Sleep affirmations so you could become that powerful man. And it is recorded in my voice. And I give you the strongest affirmations to overall become that man and subconsciously become powerful. So let's get into these books. Good attract women you want and get her to miss you, along with secrets to winning her over. And it tells you about cold approaching. It tells you my personal stories. And if you're trying to up your game in the dating game, these books are going to be perfect for that. And you could get it all in a bundle deal. Make sure you click the link down below.
Self-improving in the process. This is so serious. This is why I have a whole no contact guide and journal available. Y'all could go ahead and purchase it. If you need somewhere to start off, then you need all the breakdowns, all the insight, the information, and I have structure in there, help you, prompts, things that will tell you you got this, but it'll give you also reasons why. And I have stories in there that tells you why no contact has worked for people, all types of stuff. It's so detailed, y'all. That's how much information I made sure to put in there. Step up no contact, or if you need somewhere to start and you need something to help you, this is like me guiding you as you go through no contact. That's how I customized it for y'all. So you can check that out by clicking the link down below.